on that
Yeah.
as well, then is, I mean, for me and you, when we have our conversations, it's great because we could see a little moment in football and I could explain something. But what I always love to hear is your thoughts and your ideas. So in terms of that, and for me, you're got a high IQ, you can articulate football, and being Arsenal is your team.
Hmm.
Just give me things that you've maybe seen or changes from last year to this year where you uh, maybe have seen something that people haven't picked up, or you've seen a difference.
All right. So for me, Rob, if I'm looking at Arsenal, responsibility-wise, collectively, everyone, if we looked at it as a 4-3-3, normally what you'd have is you'd have Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba, and Timber. You'd have Zubimendi, Rice in the 8, Odegaard in the 10, or Eze. You'd have Saka on the right, Gyökeres up top, and normally Trossard or Martinelli here. The thing about this season, everyone's talking about defensively, the back four or back five, Raya in goal, etc. But for me, there's moments that show the growth in Arteta's planning. And today I'll circle one player, which is Calafiori.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I switch this with there, just so you know the number. So with Calafiori, back in the day when Arteta was with Pep, he saw Zinchenko come in field, and normally it would be part of a 3 or a 2. Or, for example, Zinchenko, let's say the 6 would fall into here, and Zinchenko would be the extra midfielder. So then at least compact-wise in the middle, they'd have something.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, what's happened is Calafiori gets past not just the 6, the 8, or the 10. He finds himself in central positions because normally Saka and Odegaard or Gyökeres would always be occupying this side.
Mm-hmm.
So in doing that, balance is super key because obviously, like we know, people can go direct. What then happens is if the team starts to move forward, obviously the blue team have to go with them. They can't just stay in the opposition's half. So
as you move in
Yeah.
here like this, that's what I was going to ask you is
Yeah.
then when, of course, as they build up, but when is he coming into this area? That's what
Yeah.
maybe one of the keys.
So a left back or an Ashley Cole profile would normally go on the outside of that, especially if he's right-footed. And Calafiori being left-footed would normally be commonly seen going into that position, but not for Arteta's side this year. This year, with everything that's falling into place, what then happens is as the 8 or the 6 or everyone starts to evolve, teams are much higher up. If that's the case, Gabriel would normally be that person there. Calafiori's gone into that position. Trossard's occupied the fullback. Gyökeres is between the 2. Saka's nice and wide to receive the ball, so he has space into going in there. And then Eze or Odegaard will then join. But what's been impressive about him is not only is he keen to get on the last line of the attacking play, but also to defend higher up. So you have the attributes of a defender, but the qualities of a midfielder in those positions. Obviously, when the ball starts to come out from here, you normally see Raya with the ball. It looks very, very different, right? Zubimendi there, Gabriel here, Saliba here. Timber won't be as gung-ho, especially if Calafiori's gone, just in case that happens and you've got a back 3 protecting Raya. But normally if Raya is there, you will definitely not see anyone blocking this path because he will want to go direct. He will normally go direct out to Saka. Calafiori's run occupies those 2 players because they don't know whether he needs to go back with him, which means you're forcing more players back. And that is something that we've seen a lot this season. And Miles Lewis-Skelly last year had a fantastic year. So that's really hard to replace.
Yeah.
But Miles Lewis-Skelly is more of an inverted fullback. He will not be in these high positions. Calafiori's profile, physical, strong, great left foot as well, man.
Yeah.
He scored a couple. He had a disallowed goal this season where he hit it first time. It's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
He's finding himself moving in these higher positions, which then forces all these players. And always people are saying, oh, can you beat a low block? Can you beat a compact 10 behind the ball with the attacker there? What Calafiori's done under Arteta's instructions is he's got the creativity to move there and the freedom to move in those spaces without having to worry too much about, I need to focus on defending first. Although, we mentioned this as well, everyone defends together. The speed in which they all get back to try and close that, you normally then find him up here.
Yeah.
And the ball is so far away that it could happen.
Yeah.
That could one day happen, but that would take a moment of brilliance to have.
In real life, it's hard to do.
In real life. Yeah. And you know this, right? So for me, Calafiori is my player in highlight in Arsenal's system offensively as a defender.
And one area also is then when they are up high, why do you think it works when he is up high? What's his, when they do lose the ball, for example?
Yeah.
What's happening there in this area?
Right.
As he's so high and he's been attacking, but they've lost the ball.
Right.
What do you think in that moment Calafiori is adding to the team also that's different?
So the rest defense is super important to be able to stop the play as high as you can by being compact and blocking the central areas so there's no supply to the danger, which will normally, teams will look for that ball to go in here or round here because there's space in an area. But to do that, you got to get past all these players. So the rest defense on them being able to close the space, delay, cover, and support. We get taught that straight away. Like, if you do lose the ball, your defensive principles are super key. Don't forget that wherever you're on the pitch. So the rest defense is super important to stop that from happening. And when it does happen, Arteta trusts Gabriel, Saliba, Raya to go one-on-one. And that's crazy because you'll never have, in today's modern game, you'll never have two strikers unless it's 2 or 3 teams that play a 4-4-2, but that's normally in defensive shapes, not in offensive shapes. So when that happens and the ball does come out here, he trusts them to delay, he trusts him to cover, and he relies on him to support. Obviously, Zubimendi will come. If it gets past that front line, there are players that are situated for circumstances. And the moments are the times that decide big games. And sometimes in the past, it hasn't worked for Arsenal, where they've been caught out. There's been a moment they've drawn the game when they should have won or lost the game when they should have drawn. But this season, what we've seen so far, and it's still very, very early on, is those moments are less and less because they've learnt from their mistakes with the new additions that go under the same principles that Arteta sets. And it starts from hard work. You see him on the side here, bouncing up and down at the moment the ball's lost. Not normally when Arsenal have the ball.
Yeah.
He's normally jumping and running around when the ball is lost and he's saying, you cover him, you cover it, and he's going crazy because he's told them already, but you know this more than anyone, the information that goes in once that whistle goes and you're an hour into the game, fatigue, and that's where squad comes in. So for me, as much as the defenders have been fantastic this season, it's been more about the moments that Arteta has brought to the table through the acquisitions he's had over the last 16 months.
Amazing. Amazing detail. I love that because I think a lot of people, and that's why I always love to pick your brains on it, is you see certain things that a lot of people don't see inside the game. And it's easy to just kind of see over here and you miss out a situation over here, and pinpointing the key moments of Calafiori in this example is why I think is brilliant. I love to hear exactly why, what, when the changes are happening and the detail. Love the detail. Amazing, bro.
Thank you, man.